to say, hey, first of all, to each and every one of you chosen ones out there, and let you know that we're in the season right now is exposing all things. This is a time where any lies that have ever been told to you, God is having people come back to you to clear up that lie, to make right by you, to be honorable by you, to be honest with you. Because being honest with you is being honest with you. So there's a spirit of truth that is going all over the land right now. And in the spirit of truth, God is instilling his people the light of knowing to where even if there's someone around us that is being dishonest or dishonorable in some way, shape, or form, the Spirit of the Lord is exposing not only their heart, but their true intentions and showing you if you want to deal with the person, if that's something that you want to be involved with, if that's how you want to roll. You're being tested, not by, excuse me, not by so much of your faith, but you're being tested in gifts. Your gifts consist of the fruit of the Spirit. It consists of how it is that you will be able to thrive through these next coming days. Now, within the next coming days, we are going to experience a catastrophic event of energies. And in this catastrophic event of energies, this is where God is going to expose to the world how his very own elect, how his children have taken the wheel. This is the hour of the church, not the church building, but the inner church within each and every one of us, the inner church that drives our passion to be who it is that we've come into this plane of existence to be, do, think, act, and feel. If there is anyone around you at all that is operating in any room of dishonesty, I don't care what it is, it could be from the smallest to the biggest at all. God is literally showing all of us, the people that are around us, he's showing us what he revealed to me, a sleight of hand. So years ago, minimum a year ago, I reminded so many of you that we are stepping into perilous times. And these times that we have stepped into, many people are going to get an opportunity to literally see who's on your team, who is a prayer warrior, who is a prayer warrior, who loves God versus who just profess that they love God, power thereof. This is the season where God is not going to allow any of his people to be tricked whatsoever. It's deep because so many people are around God's remnant that are pretty much in the space of just riding their coattail, feeling as if they are getting over on God's people. But God literally has his people in a position and in a place where God people is looking right at all of their actions, looking looking at every single thing that they're doing. And we're in a place where we're like, okay, God, what do you want us to do? God is like, just observe. So in this place of observation, what God was showing me that to the homes or the friendship circles or the business surroundings of the remnant. Now, God allowed these people to slip in around you. God was giving them an opportunity to do right by you, because to do right by you is to do right by God. The way that they treat you is a way that they treat God. Is showing you in these energies is that you stay honorable. You be in an honorable place, even in spite of others' dishonesty, even in spite of others' lies. God is going to allow you to not only see it, but you can feel it and you will know it. You will know the truth thereof. You will know, see it with your eyes. You will feel it with your entire being. The other, it was about early in the morning, let's just say in the fours, around that time, AM or so in the morning. And driving through the mountains. And as we're driving through the mountains, I looked up and we suddenly saw, like, three Hispanic guys walking down the street smoking a cigarette. And then we looked up behind them and there were some other people over to the right behind them. And then, just like sporadically just walking. And as I drove up further, I looked and there was four cars on my left and there are four cars on my right. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. So I proceeded to drive. And as I proceeded to drive, I came up to this hill, that steep hill that I had to drive but yet roll up. And as I began to try to drive, the car began to backslide. And as the car began to backslide, I immediately screamed, oh, I was like, God, help us. Because to the left, my right was nothing but ditches, y'all. And when I say ditch, I mean deep ditches where these cars are just stuck. Like, there is no getting out of this unless you were towed. So, and the fact that we are right smack in the middle of the mountain, it's so deep because even just to walk back home probably would have been an easy 5 hours. And we weren't that far from home, which was deep about it. But when I screamed, God, help us, my car immediately turned. It's as if someone took a monster car and lifted it up their hands and just turned the car around in a reverse mode position. And I followed the motion of the car. I knew to turn my wheel the same exact direction that the wheel was going. Now, I've never had this happen to me before, but I've heard of people talking about it. Don't fight it when you're driving through ice and the car is turning in a specific direction. Go with the direction. Make sure that you steer your car in the direction that the car is turning. Don't fight against it and go in the opposite direction, because that's what can make your car crash or run off into a ditch or another car. So I began to scream, God help us. As I said, God help us, everyone that was in the car rolling right back down the hill. And as the car started rolling right back down the hill, it was very interesting because everyone in the car, first of all, we all knew that the hand of God was in the situation. My star seed and I, we are fully activated. So we immediately went into speaking in tongues. What God was showing me in that hour is, in that specific hour, is that we are all in hour right now. And it was interesting because I just pondered about this specific event that transpired, and as I was pondering it, God was having me come and share with each and every one of you that we are getting ready to go into WAR. America is going to WAR. America and the surrounding countries that slept in the bed with America, y'all. It's like any second now, we can literally see BOMBS missile type fire flames coming out of the sky. God began to show me all later on that day visions of missiles sky. And I remember a time when I was so happy and excited there's no missiles or warships or parachutes coming out of the sky. And during that time, that people who have honest hearts, people who have honorable hearts. Not only are you anointed, but the seal of God is on you. The seal of God is covering you. The seal of God is going to protect you. And there is nothing that you have to worry about whatsoever, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. We are a time frame where so many people are running to purchase GUNS, running to purchase so many bullets, but it's interesting because so many people do not know that they're the bullet. If you do not know that you have more power than a gun, you have more power than a bullet, then you're already in trouble. The times where God is allowing his specific remnant, God is allowing the elect, the 144,000, to operate in gifts of the Spirit, gifts in the Spirit that are not of this world. And one of the main gifts that they operate in is prayer. Another one of their main gifts they operate in is speaking in tongues. They can close their eyes, the weather. They can close their eyes and shift a whole car. Literally been in situations where the airplane in the sky was literally in a fallen position, and I stood up and began to speak in my heavenly language, but I spoke it to myself in person on the plane, and the plane began to fly straight again. God is showing me that in this time that each and every one of us are stepping into is a time of honorability, is a time. So the way that you will know that you're protected is, are you honest? Because when you're honest, you operate in the fruit of, and when you operate in the fruit of love, you're operating in the fruit of God. When you're dishonest, you begin to hide things, begin to get sneaky, you begin to plant other seeds to other lives, to other situations, and then you start having everybody in the situation violated because of the dishonesty of your own heart. But what God is showing me in this hour to his remnant God is going to cause people who have lied to come back to you to not only apologize to you for lying to you, but are around you right now who are lying to you. God is allowing you to see the dishonesty within their heart. Another thing that's coming in is take place here on the planet as these catastrophic events take place. It's sky wars, or whether it is the trucking systems with the truckers on strike, whatever it is that does not serve your highest good. You are protected because of your honesty. The more they practice lying, the more they practice being a habitual liar, that takes off a shield of covering of protection from around them. And what that does, it's like ripping a veil off of them that allows entities and demonic spirits to hold on to them, because what they're doing is they're holding doors open to the past, and these specific doors that are open to the past are going to hold one foot open to the door of the past, which causes demonic entities, demonic spirits, and demonic situations to come about in that specific individual. The energy and the season that we have stepped into right now is a season of your intellect, a season of your own connect, which means that you have to be surefied, bona fide, connected with God with your own relationship and honor. When you are connected to God in your own relationship and honor is going around. Like, for example, every single person on that airplane, and I was 12 years old, by the way, when that happened. Every single person on that airplane, when I was 12, I closed my eyes because I knew about my connection and my relationship with God. I didn't think about anyone else on that plane. I just remember everyone screaming and putting their mask on and, just going in mode. But I knew that greater is he that is in the world. And I know that I was able to fly that plane, not only but with my spirit, because of the honesty and the honor of my spirit. So this is the hour and the season that we have all stepped into. So if your spirit is honorable, is if your spirit is true, loving, peaceful, not hateful, not vindictive, not spiteful, not using others around you, remnant, who are around you for ill will and ill motive, and they feel that they have automatic protection because they're around you and they don't. This is the hour season where God is showing each and every one of us that they have to have their own anointing. They have to be able to speak in tongues to themselves. They have to be anointed the way that you're anointed. They have to go after God with all their heart, mind, body, and soul, just as you have. If not, then they're not going to be protected. So if that's out there, then I highly recommend that you do something within all of your heart, mind, body to get right. Okay, I guess that's my chime. Time for me to chime off. My dog likes to go near the alarm because he likes to play with it. So either way it goes, my hubby's home, so I gotta go, y'all. But yeah, be in an honorable place. And the hand of God literally protect you from no matter what is coming in this hour. I saw soldiers, y'all. I saw visions of soldiers scouring the land. And soldiers making friends. They were different languages, different foreign languages, but they were making friends with God's people because there's some type of anointing. You know what that is on God's people, that is going to cause the favor of God to rest and shine upon his people, to where the foreigners that are here to basically take over the land, they will not touch God's people. Mock my word. When y'all see this happen, you'll be and said this. But it's going to be even deeper, y'all, because the key to being safe right now, if everybody's wondering, where do I go? Where do I run? Where do I hide? I'm telling y'all, mark my words, mark my words. The way that you protect yourself is not a gun. It's through not lying. It's through love. Love is your protection. Lies will block it. Be mindful of these things. I love you and be safe. All right? For God I live, and for God I die. Here on my post, boots on the ground, Nubian Divine.